Okay, we're going live. Alright, here we go. Hello, and here in the beginning of this live stream, I'm guessing I'm gonna do a bit of a drink review. This is Latitude 65 Skogen, which just means forest. And Lingonsmak, which is lingonberries, I think in English. Yeah, smells good. Has a nice looking color as well. Of like a little bit of like a brown red. Yeah, tastes like lingonberries. Sour lingonberries, that is. I mean, lingon is not my favorite type of berry. And I mean, it is because of this, I tend to be a bit too sour for me. Like, I like my berries sweet, with a little bit of sourness from time to time, but when the sourness is like, oh god, the first thing that hits you, and then the sweetness, no. I think I prefer it the other way around. First the sweetness, then the sourness. But it's not bad. And I mean, to me, I feel like it really reminds me of lingonberries. So, if you like lingon, you're gonna like this. All right. Let me just organize my paints a bit. And I'm gonna take a picture of these and then, upload in a community post. I think that is what I'm gonna do after, these painting sessions on the day. I'm gonna take a picture, upload it as a community post or on my Discord, whichever you prefer. But let's see if I can do some showing off. Let's see. Before, so come on, please. Yeah, this is update. No, it's not gonna focus. Too bad. Because since yesterday, I've shaded them. I've done a little bit of things here and there. And the plan for... Oh, it's still sticky. Alright, so I'm not gonna touch this one. Because I just added, some sand to this guy's base. And I was thinking like, I'll just use this super glue that I have because it's pretty thick now. So I'm just gonna use that one, and it's super glue, so it's gonna, dry fast. Did not happen. So this one, I'm not gonna touch it because the only thing I have left on this guy is the base itself. Man, you know what? This is terrible. I just look at these guys, I'm like, I'm almost done with them. The only thing I have left, I guess, is just the skin. So I guess that is all I'm going to do in this episode, yeah. So we're just gonna do skin. So we have 3 guys here. I guess I have to do this guy's cigar as well. So I think I'm the sergeant of the group. I'm gonna try and make him, because he has the most skin exposed. It's gonna try and make him like pale. Oh, hello Lazule. It is 11:42. So what is that in? Let me see. 11 a.m. or 11:42 a.m. So almost 12 p.m. Because I mean I woke up like 2 hours ago. So for me this is good. I feel like I have a decent amount of energy. My mom and I made some keto muffins, which is something I might try later on in the stream when it cools down a little more. And yeah, it's just being comfy. And when it comes to that, now when you are here, Lazule, could you tell me how this audio is, the background noise? Because I kind of listen to ASMR when I paint, so I wonder if I should, have it in the background for you guys as well, or if I'm just gonna mute it for you guys so only I can hear it, if it's too loud. But this is ASMR Bakery. I mean, the link is in the description to the ASMR that I'm listening to. Alright. And I wonder why this stream is so behind. Because it's supposed to be like the quickest. I know it's on normal latency instead of ultra low latency. Ah, okay, that's why. Okay. Well, tomorrow okay, I thought I actually put it on ultra low latency. Oh well, I guess today I'll let it be on normal latency. I mean, the problem with having, low normal latency is that I think it means that you're like 30 seconds behind. Right, I'm gonna clap, and then I'm gonna see how long it takes on the screen right there. It was 7:19 when I clapped. Yeah, it is just microphone. Okay, 7:36. So around 17 seconds delay. I don't know, to me, ASMR, like even if it is, right here, I think it's like tapping on something. I don't know, it helps calm me down. Oh yeah, the skin. So for this sergeant, like the leader of the group, I plan on trying to do like a pale skin on him. Alright, I'll mute it. Let's see, there we go. Yeah, I'm gonna try and do pale skin on him. To help being able to paint pale skin, because to me, I feel like pale skin is really, really hard to do. And then on the flamethrower guy, I'm gonna do like a dark skin. And then on these two guys, I'm just gonna do what I normally do, which is kind of like a just in the middle. Maybe I'll just, something. We'll see. Using my... Oh god. I forgot to bring up my... what's called painting rack. Not painting rack. My color What is this called? Palette. There we go, my color palette. Man, I feel a bit like disorganized, even though I do feel like I have a decent amount of energy at the moment. Like I feel like good, but things are like more disorganized than it was yesterday when I was very tired. Oh yeah, Lazule. You did talk. I saw a comment from you. Let me just bring that comment up. But another fun thing that happened is that yesterday's stream, I had like a lot of difficulties from YouTube with the fact that they first like they demonetized and did all this stuff and didn't allow me to like have live chat replay or to change the thumbnail and all that stuff. But now it works fine. But I don't know, something happened. Let's see. The one, yes. No, the Pokemon comment, yes. About in the part 2 grass gym. I'm just gonna read it out. Pokemon Colosseum has better aesthetics than this game. No wonder why it was so critiqued. It ain't bad, don't get me wrong, but imagine the people that paid $60-$70. Yeah, like fuck. The new prices for video games, like that is no, that's way too much. Like I would never pay that for a video game. Like no matter the game, I wouldn't pay that much. And then and then you said, you know who made the music that is so bad, Andreas? The guy from Undertale and Homestuck or whatever. Toby Fox seems that he sucked, lol. And I was like, man, who is Toby Fox? I think I've heard the name, like I've never heard of. So I guess Homestuck is the game he probably made before Undertales? Is it called Undertale? I just read the comments. Yes, Undertale. Since I saw... God, who was it that I watched? I think it was Watame. I watched that played Undertale. And I thought the music, if I remember... Well, I didn't really pay that much attention to the music in that game. And it also was a game that I would never play myself. Like, I think it's more of a game where it might be fun to watch. It probably is funner, more enjoyable, that is, to watch the game than to actually play it. But if he's the guy who made the music for the newer games, then fuck, that was a huge mess by him. I think, like in Violet, I think that music is absolutely terrible. Bro, look at the graphics of Xenoblade 3. It's on Switch, and then see how Pokemon looks. Jesus. Yeah, I mean, I'll say Pokemon has never really been a game where, you know, the graphics are the best. But they've always been able to use style, right? Because when you have like that pixel 2D, you don't need the best graphics because the art style carries a lot. And when they went over to 3D, you know, you have to step your game up then, because the type of style they're going for doesn't work in 3D. So I think that's a problem. I mean, even a lot of the older Pokemon that look great in the old style and in the 2D with the sprites don't really look the best in 3D. So I think Pokemon should probably go back with the art style, that is. I agree, the style is so flat. And do I watch Let's Plays? I used to. I used to watch a decent amount of Let's Plays, I would say. I don't do it that much anymore if it's not like a stream. And then I guess I don't tend to watch it. I mostly, I guess, listen to it. Yeah, but yes, I agree. Colosseum and DX actually looks better than in new games. But that's because of the style that they're going for, I think. It isn't... I don't know, like how would you describe their style versus the new style? And Lazule, would you want to... I don't know if you can, but would you want to talk? Like on Discord? Or are you fine with just... in chat? And the camera angle. Yeah, I would say the base camera angle is probably better in Colosseum. But you can, you know, switch it around in Pokemon Violet. I mean, Violet has a lot of, like, that type of problems, but... I don't know, I feel like I've had an okay time with it. Oh, hello, Seiji. What do you want to talk about? Do you also want to join? If you want, just... Because if you want to join Seiji, just join the Discord and then... we can talk as well. If you want to talk like this, or if you just want to hear us talk. Let's see. Let me just bring you up here, Lazule. So Lazule, join the general chat on my on my Discord channel, so that if anyone wants to join, they can. Okay. 3 a.m. Okay, so it's actually night for you, Seiji. Where are you? Are you in America? So I don't know, I have really big problems remembering when AM and PM is. Like, I did not grow up with a 12-hour clock. I've always known the 24-hour clock. Or I think it's called like military time in the US. Oh, California. Nice. So I guess it's like still decently warm in California, is it? Because here where I live in Sweden right now, we're getting a lot of snow, but it's also like minus 15 Celsius. So it is too snowy at the moment for me to be able to go outside with my oh god, what's it called? Like, I guess just electric wheelchair, I guess is the name. Yeah, that's what it's called. Like the direct translation is the same in Swedish and in English. Oh no, Lazule. Join the Goyim. What's it called? Discord thing, and then join the general voice chat. Can I send a link? Oh, here, copy link. There we go. And then I'm gonna post it. Here we go. Can pin that message as well. All right, hello. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he said it was 3 a.m. But so, oh yeah, so whoever is here listening to this, how is Lazule's audio? Because at the moment I have you at 174%. I could increase it to 100, but we'll see. Oh, happy birthday. Oh, yeah, shit. Sorry, Seiji. Yes, I forgot. I'm retarded. I muted my desktop audio. There we
If he
go.
wants to join the chat, he can as
So
well.
now it should be able to hear. Uh, Thank you for telling me, Seiji.
Okay. I wasn't
Yeah.
out.
No, I
Yes.
muted the audio, because to mute the ASMR.
Okay.
I completely because I don't know how to separate audio channels when it comes to the desktop in OBS.
Mm,
I tried looking it up, but all the ways people were doing it just didn't work for me. Because I was
hmm
thinking if I could. All right, there we go. Thank you, Seiji. So if I just knew how to do that, it would be fine.
If he wants to join the VC, he can do it. Well,
I know he doesn't want to.
yeah.
He said,
He's probably tired as hell. Yeah.
yeah.
It's freaking 4 a.m., dude. Um. Yeah. So I don't want to distract you a lot, painting, but
No, that's fine. That's the whole point of these live streams that I'm doing here is just to paint and talk.
hmm
Basically,
the
just
Hogwarts Legacy video did super well. It's actually like in the 200s now.
Yeah,
I
I
share
did.
that thing like in a lot of places in the world of video games in 4chan and freaking
Oh, okay,
in
that's why.
Discords.
Because
Yeah, no,
when I
that's
looked
why.
at
Yeah,
my thing, it said like, your views when it comes to external has gone up. I was like, oh, why? Often when
because I
that's the
was sharing
case,
it.
it's
Yeah.
not something good. And then I
Um,
looked, it was like a lot of like 4 channel stuff.
really, it
Yeah,
tells you from where they are coming. That's interesting. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, that's good. Yeah, it was from the video games board. Every time that they talk about that game, I plug in this the video that we made. And they addressed some of the arguments, in the fortune comments. No, they didn't do it in the video, right, with their accounts and all that, but it's fine. They did it in the fortune thread, and I was like, yeah, like some guy complained that we spoke about the races that were admitted in Howard's and stuff, and he said that in the first movie there's actually no black people, and everyone in that thread replied to him, absolutely there is black people. And they showed like the pictures of that kid with the rastas and all that stuff, because yeah, like I said, like I was saying, in the video, like wizards do discriminate, but only against people that don't have magic, and that's the whole shtick of their
yeah. I
of
guess
their thing.
muggles.
Yeah, against muggles. That's the whole point of Salazar's leadering, of that ideology. Right? Anyway, that's another fucking topic, dude. But what I was going to tell you, I've been playing right now. Project Zomboid, it's called. It's about zombies. You make a character and all that. Maybe you're interested in something like that.
What was it
Uh,
called?
Project Zomboid. Maybe you could be interested in watching videos like that, because I could record my playthrough through that game. It randomly generates a map, a world, right? And you randomly generate a character and all that, and you have to survive, for some days. It's just like a zombie game. It's perfect for chatting about other topics on top of it. So maybe that, and also um, pivoting away from the that game onto another. Uh, when are we going to play a way out?
Uh,
Because I could do it. You know,
yeah, like
any
whenever.
the story is super super good, but I think that you have your hands full right now with Let's Play. So maybe we wait till the next year.
Yeah, we
You
could
know,
do that as
till
well. Like it could be
yeah,
like
because
like the
look,
first
man,
Let's Play,
yeah, yeah, because
or
you. Uh-huh.
no, no. Say what you want to say.
I, I hate interrupting you so much. It's because of the lag. Okay, it's fine. So, um, because right now you have your hands full with two super big games. Okay, you have Pokemon, which your channel is about Pokemon, right? Pretty much, it's like your main game, because it's the game that you know the most about. You're a more pro gamer in that game than, for example, me in gaming in general when it comes to Dark Souls and all those things, right? Or Smash, right? So that is your group, right? That is your element. But you're also playing another super huge game that is going to take you a lot of let's plays, really, which is Fallout 3, right? And a lot of people wanted to watch that as well. So putting a way out on top of those two right now is not the time. I think it's really not the time right now.
Yeah,
Which is fine. It doesn't bother me. Okay, like I gifted you that game because for me it's like an investment, right? Because right now I haven't uploaded content to my channel or anything like that, yeah, which I very easily could, right? I just have to have the motivation, the creativity to come up with very original topics to open up. That is my whole shtick, really. Um, and meanwhile, you could be playing, doing your thing, and I will visit your channel from time to time and contributing and doing collabs,
yeah,
which is fun. It's fun as hell. Okay, I don't mind it. It's also a way to get my opinions, out there, which is what matters. Either from video games or political, in the in the podcasts, right?
yeah. And also, I think that a way out probably would be good instead of the podcast. Not instead, but while we play that game, we basically do the
We
podcast at
talk
the
about
same
random
time.
topics, yeah,
Yeah, so
precisely.
basically the game is in the background of, the podcast stuff.
Because the game itself is very easy. It's mostly an adventure. That's it. It's
And
like an
also, I
adventure game. You
assume you
just
have played the game or you know.
No, but I have watched Let's Plays of it. I
Yeah,
have watched two of them, and they're always really good because when you got two people that have a lot of synergy, that chat like us, a lot, it makes for a very very fun game. The situations are very funny and shit like that, and the two characters, the development of the characters is really good as well.
yeah, because I have seen the beginning of the game. The prison up until you
Yeah.
leave the prison. That's how much I experienced of the game.
hmm People
Uh,
say that it's the best co-op game actually. Co-op is story game at least. The best co-op game could be argued that it's fucking Halo. Okay, I think it's Halo. But you get what I mean. Like for the story, it's really good. But we can save that one for later. It's not like the game is going to get
yeah,
old and stuff.
like a
It's
runaway.
a it's already a classic. So yeah, yeah. Um, after Pokemon Violet, are you going to do the Let's Play of the ROM hack of Soul Silver or Heart Gold, something like that? You were saying, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I do plan on doing it probably sometime next year. I think it's gonna be like the Pokemon Let's Play of next year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I played a
But you don't
little
want to.
bit of it,
Yeah.
and when I played it, I was like, "Oh man, I want to make a Let's Play of this because it's a game that's I think set around 20 years or so after the original games. It's a ROM hack of the Soul Silver and Heart Gold,
Okay.
but
I
it
see.
is set like a decade or two after the games.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and the thing that I played of it was really fun. I was like, oh man, this is interesting. It's not just the same. They have done what I think Pokemon, when Pokemon do these, the remakes of the old games. I think they shouldn't just do a complete remake. They should make like a re. They should make it so that the newer remakes that they did, like Brilliant. What was it called? The Gen 4 remakes that they did.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should make it so that it is set a few years after whatever the original games were, so that it can get like a little bit of new story, a bit of new stuff, so it isn't just the same shit. Uh, because it's kind of like, well, if I want to play Pokemon Pearl, I'll just play the original Pokemon Pearl instead of this remake of Pokemon Pearl that's the exact same.
Yeah, only a little bit harder gyms and stuff, and that's it. Yeah, I get what you mean. Did they age up the gym leaders, by the way, in the in that ROM hack that you're mentioning? Because it's set like 20 years
Yeah,
after.
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think I paid attention to that.
Really? Did you beat some gym leaders in the ROM hack at least?
Yeah, I do think I made it to the second or third gym, but now you mentioned maybe it isn't that many years after. Maybe it is like 5 years after.
Okay. So they didn't change the sprites of the characters. Okay, makes sense.
I
That's very
mean, the
easily done, by the way. But
original like player characters are different.
uh-huh.
They've changed those, but when you talk, and the rival is different.
Uh-huh. You
Uh,
don't play as Gold or Lyra, whatever she's called.
yeah, you play as something different. Like,
Another kid, another group of kids.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel. Um,
but I don't remember. Yeah, no, I think the gym leaders have a little bit of a different look, but not that different.
mhm.
Yeah.
What skin color are you painting the figurines, by the way?
The sergeant, I'm painting him like pale. I mean, it's not gonna. I'm painting him like pale, pale.
Uh-huh.
The two just basic rifle guys, I'm painting like my normal just skin color thing. That's like super easy. It's just let's see, Talon flesh with a wash, like a whatever wash, sepia or agrax or a flesh shade wash, and then you re-highlight with a Talon flesh. I think that makes them look a bit like tanned, maybe. But I think is the easiest to make it look like okay. Then, well, I guess the grenade launcher guy is the same as those guys, and then the flamethrower guy, I wanted to make him like dark skin, like black, and then the leader or the sergeant of the group, I wanted to make him pale. So the two special characters, I want to paint them in a skin tone that I normally don't do, because painting someone pale or very dark and make it look good is actually pretty tough, at least hard for me. So I want to,
For practice, right?
yeah. Especially since these are just the basic bitch guys. So I think it's good to practice on them.
It's the one that you're making with the purple uniforms, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I know which ones. Like the Imperial Guard. I think
Yeah.
that those are your favorites. Yeah, the ones that look like the Nazis. I had their inspiration is a lot of dictatorial, authoritarian cultures actually.
Yeah. That is
I'm
true,
wrong.
but-
Yeah, it's more like it's a combination of Stalin, Nazi Germany, all those things. Anyway, so I watched a friend of mine play Vermitude, right?
Seiji.
What up?
Yeah, no, I just said to Seiji, like, he's like, glad you got back into painting. And it's like, I'm glad I am into painting at the moment as well. I
Yeah.
get like these periods where I'm like, man, I love painting, and then I don't paint, even though I want to paint, but I just don't get the like motivation to paint.
Same by me with videos or ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's normal, you know. It's the artist block and all that. So anyway, I had a friend that was playing Warhammer Vermitude. That game looked interesting as heck. Okay, it looks like it plays like a Left 4 Dead, but it's very well made. Like it's like a really good spiritual sequel, right? So I'm going to ask you: are you going to buy Warhammer Dark Tide, the Warhammer 40k Dark Tide game?
Maybe if it becomes like under $20 or something, maybe I would.
Yeah, same. I'm
I
very
do.
interested
I
because
did get gifted Vermintide from the developers. The developers did give me Vermintide 2.
And did you play it?
Yeah, I did a first look,
Oh, cool. I didn't watch that video.
but
Sorry.
that was years ago, like when the game was new. And then I didn't really play it after that, because those types of games you really need to play it with other people. When you just play it alone, it isn't fun. Like you really need to play
Yeah.
with other people.
It's very grindy. It's
Yeah.
very, very grindy. You're
The
just
same with Left 4 Dead. It's that genre. Like Left 4 Dead, I love the game, but I hate playing it alone. Like I love playing it with
I
friends.
don't mind Left 4 Dead alone, because here's the thing that Left 4 Dead has that Warhammer does not, and this is what makes them different. Kind of, it's the same gameplay, but it's different because of this. Warhammer, you get your loot, right? Your equipment each ride that you do, right? So in Left 4 Dead, it's about luck. You gotta have luck in a map, and it's randomly generated, the loot at least, right? Not the map itself, okay? But where everything spawns, okay? That zombie spawns there, the tank is going to spawn at that point, and blah blah blah. Fire bullets, lasers for the guns and stuff, the AKs, or whatever the fuck, okay? All those things. So I like that. I like that the randomized loot, because it balances the game better than and it makes it more interesting every playthrough than having equipment and having to do rights to get better gear and better gear. You know, this is just what I think, right? And the same thing is going to
But,
happen.
you know,
The
it's
same,
with the fact that you don't need to grind for gear in, you know, Left 4 Dead. It's kind of like,
yeah, exactly. They are putting that grind in, which I don't like. They should have a mod that randomizes loot. I think that where you can pick weapons from the floor, right? So I think that they are doing that so they get people hooked into the game.
yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, it's a way to extend playtime, you know, and keep people like,
Yeah.
ah, I'm getting rewards as I keep playing.
No, it's like, oh, I didn't got what I wanted. You know, I didn't got the super epic rifle of doom. So I'm going to keep grinding and grinding, and it's just to make like an addiction out of it. I'm not that much of a fan. I will prefer, randomized weapons around the environment, like Left 4 Dead. Okay, that will be super fun. But
Hmm.
uh, but I'm not the developer, right? Or at least they should have a mode where you cannot choose your weapon. It's just what you got at the start, and you got to adapt. That's it, and you rely on luck and all those things.
Yeah. I mean, that would be good, but I think, you know, their model is based on having to grind. Uh,
Hmm.
and yes, Edgy, having fun doing something is the most important. So if you have fun playing
No, yeah,
guitar, that's the
don't get
best.
me wrong. It is fun. It is fun, but randomness is fun as well. You understand what I mean? You get it. You get
Yeah.
it. So yeah. Um, Also, I'm not sure if we can mention the topic, but did you see that Kanye West, the rapper, was talking a lot of things like they are smearing him right now as an anti-Semite and stuff.
Nope, I've
Uh,
not heard anything.
so he got in trouble pretty much because he divorced his wife Kim Kardashian, and I'm guessing that the lawyer was from the blue tribe, okay, to put it like that,
Hmm.
uh, Israeli or something like that. You know what I mean? So he got mad at him, right? And he started buying into the elite Zionist conspiracy, right? Which, by the way, I personally think that it is you know, half true. I think it's half true. There is some elites that are from that group and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also more, of course. Okay, like let's not be ignorant. Okay, there is Irish people as well in the American system, and Dutch people. There is more than one type of banking elites. Okay,
Yeah,
for
I agree.
example, most of the U.S. presidents are Irish, for example. But by the way, I'm not saying this because I don't think that the race of somebody makes somebody evil. Okay, I think that is fucking stupid. That is very narrow-minded in the sense that it's much more than that, right? It's more like the motivations, the system, everything like that. Okay, so a lot of people don't get that, and they don't want to admit, right, the fact that America was a country founded upon pretty much the elites that used to reside in Europe. Okay, all the old money of Europe during the wars and Napoleonic wars, freaking what else, like World War I, World War II, etc. Because of those crises, the elite groups in Europe, all of them, all the old money emigrated to America. That's why America is so freaking rich. Okay, that's why America has so many venture capitalists, right? So many corporations and so on, and blah blah, blah monopolies, etc.
Yeah,
So
didn't this
yeah,
have
that is
something to
a
do with like? I think I remember seeing that like the founding fathers of America were all a part of like Freemasons or something.
yeah, Freemasonry. Yeah,
Isn't
um,
that?
that was kind of popular. Yeah, among the elite, among the British elite, I think. But I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
So
That is another conspiracy. It's real, but I think that Freemasonry is losing relevance these days. But anyway, you get what I mean. What I'm trying to say is like when I attack when Kanye West is mentioning that yeah there is a science lobby in America and there is like an Israel lobby that is funding things and pulling strings and whatnot. That is real, dude. Um, but I wouldn't blame them because of their race. I think that is ridiculous. and Kanye is saying as much as well. He doesn't hate them for the race or anything. He's just mentioning the fact that yes, there is groups that hate him that want him canceled because he's not pretty much barking for the Democrats, right? Uh, and Kanye has said very stupid shit, but he says it from a place of good faith, of goodwill. Because, for example, he said the stupid thing, okay, that is it's terrible optics, right? But I understand what he means exactly, okay. He's a hardcore Christian, okay. He's a Christian like Jesus Christ, like I love everyone, etc. Right? So he
Yeah.
said, I love the Nazis. He said, in an interview with Alex Jones recently, like one day ago,
Yeah.
and everyone misinterpreted that, right? Like they clip it out of context. But what he means is because he's a Christian, he's all accepting of everyone. Okay, he doesn't care which political fucking belief you have. He thinks that deep down you have a good heart, and you have to come to God, and you have to freaking, you know what I mean? You have to grow as a person, right? Uh, which is a very positive message. But here's my deal. Okay, I think that Kanye West, politically, he's pretty much politically dead. Okay, he will never be president really because of that. It's exactly because of that. He already dirtied his laundry too much with those comments. But as an artist, that shit is genius because he is getting attention from the media. That is free attention because even if it's controversy, right? All publicity is good publicity for an artist. Everybody was talking about him. We are talking about him right now because of the controversy that he generated with his comments, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, no, I
But
haven't heard anything about that stuff.
oh
I
yeah,
had
yeah,
no
I get it.
idea that.
Yeah, they banned him recently on Twitter. I don't use Twitter that much because I'm waiting for Elon Musk, right, to um, to make it less about cancel culture, right? Because the whole cancel culture thing was extremely rampant in Twitter. That was the problem with that platform. Now that Elon Musk got the platform, it will still have it because a billionaire is a billionaire. Okay, there are things that he doesn't like, obviously, right?
Yeah, and I
He's doing it.
think relying on billionaires to
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
for free
flawed.
speech, I think is stupid.
Well, it will always be this way, honestly. Like when it hasn't been like this in a civilization, it's always the wealthy that call the shots. It's always the same thing. But yeah, so but I'm glad that things are changing a bit. They're opening up. No more opinions are able to be hosted, and I think that is a good thing. Okay. Uh, I think, for example, even if I disagree with them, with Nazis and stuff, I don't think that they should be cancelled and censored. I prefer to debate them because I know who to debate them. If a
Yeah, I
Nazi is
agree.
watching,
I
if a Nazi
agree.
is watching this clip and they want to debate, you know, race realism, for example, in good faith with me, I'm down to do it. I'm down to debate with you in good faith. I'm not going to scream at you or anything like. I'm willing to hear you and I'm willing to give you my theory, right? Like my counterpoints and all that. And I got really good arguments for that, for example. Because, for example, I do think that races are different, right? Absolutely. Even anatomically and all that.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, if we weren't different, we wouldn't look different, right?
yeah, no, yeah, yeah.
So,
And,
I mean,
and
there are differences, obviously, but
yeah, the heights are different, etc., etc. But here's the thing. I find it stupid to judge a person based purely on like the stereotypes of a race because I prefer to watch what that person is capable of. Because, for example, did you know that, for example, black people make a lot of the numbers in the U.S. Army, for example?
nope.
So I wouldn't like
But I mean, that
to
wouldn't be surprising to me since most people
yeah,
who are part of the army tend to be poorer.
tend
And
to
I
be poor,
mean,
yeah, and physically fit because that also plays a part, right? And also they are like in the Navy SEALs, for example, they have like a percentage there,
I
black
mean,
people as
it's
well.
pretty similar here in Sweden. I mean, I don't know if we have that many. I mean, we don't have that many black people overall here in Sweden to begin with.
No, yeah,
But
yeah, you guys got Muslims, right?
yeah,
Which, in my opinion, it's a double-edged sword, right? Like most football teams, for example, from Sweden, have Muslims now, pretty much like racially at least, right? I don't know what religion they have really.
I have no
Maybe
idea
they
about that. I
maybe they are
mean,
secular now, right? But who knows? Oh, that's
uh,
another thing, dude. That's another hot
but
take, man.
like in the army, I mean, it's a lot of the, like the middle Sweden and all that. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, it's overrepresented, with poor people, which is, I think, always going to be the
Of course.
case.
Yeah,
Because, I
exactly.
mean, if you don't have opportunities, then,
It's
well, the
because the army
military provides something. Um,
exactly, yeah.
I think the problem we
Yeah.
have now in Sweden with the, right-wing government is the fact that, and I think it's very funny, like, I don't know, I don't know if I
That
mentioned
it
this before, but like one of my neighbors, like, is a hardcore Nazi. Um, and I mean,
yeah.
both him and his wife. And the funny thing is that when he's gone, you see a bunch of like black men going in and out. And then when she's gone, you see a bunch of Muslims and black women go in and out. Obviously, I think a lot of that. But anyways, outside of that,
Is he
uh,
very pro NATO, by the way?
yes, and like he
I assumed
votes,
I
he
assumed as much.
yeah, he votes a lot, you know, for the Swedish Democrats. But the thing is that the Swedish Democrats are so pro-Israel, and he hates Jews. But like, okay, you hate Jews, but you have no
It's the same.
problem
It,
voting for the
it's the same
people,
thing. It's the
voting for
same thing as in
people who are
Ukraine.
saying like, we want to send, a bunch of our men, But
Yeah.
you hate Jews so much, but you're willing to send poor young Swedish white men to go die and kill a bunch of
For the
for
for
them.
Israel.
Like, I don't get it. Like,
It's like Ukraine, dude. It's the same thing as Ukraine. In Ukraine, there is some Nazism in there, right? Like the Azov battalion, for example. That whole battalion was indoctrinated with that. And yet their president is Zelensky, right? Like, which is a Jew, right? And it's weird, right? Like I think that they care about being more pro-Western. Do you know what I mean? Like they prefer for NATO to prevail because even if it's global homo and all that thing of melting pot and stuff, you
it
know
is
what I mean?
still
Like super
better
pro
than the
immigration and
alternative, I
everything, right?
guess, for them.
Yeah, yeah. In their mind, I think that they think like this. Okay, I think that they think that at the top, it's a bunch of white dudes like them, right? Which kind of if you Ashkenazis are pretty Germanic and Teutonic and all
Yeah.
that.
Wait, I
And
just want to
for
read the comment by Seiji. With the internet, people are learning more at home on YouTube. That is the situation in America. And also, it's so crazy to think of homogeneity to me, having
he's
grown
right.
up and living in California. So,
Oh,
hom-
this guy is probably like me, like mixed white with Hispanic and all that. Yeah.
what is homogeneity?
Homogeneity means
The state.
like Japan, one race in a place. That is never going to happen. Homogeneity is it's pretty much out of the picture already because of planes and globalism and all that. Yeah, for example, North Korea. North Korea is extremely homogeneous because they don't go out, so they are reproducing with the same people over and over, and they almost have like no economic fluctuation and all that. Uh, what we're facing right now, it's also an argument against homogeneity. That I'm not saying that it is necessarily wrong, okay, quote unquote, okay. I don't give a fuck about that. What I give a fuck about is the physical facts, right? I don't think that it's sustainable because the population sizes are actually decreasing, right, in the cities and all that. People are not reproducing enough. So what the venture capitalists are doing is that they are importing immigrant workers, right, to make for the loss in the workforce because of the fertility rates going down. So I think that is inevitable. At that point, that shit is inevitable.
Yeah, I don't think they
Which
are doing that because of that
which is
at the
kind of
moment.
which,
At the moment, I think it's more like they know that they can take advantage of immigrants more than they can of,
yeah. They
non-immigrants.
also Because
because I
they
mean, the
the wages and all that, like
population.
everything. Uh-huh.
I mean, the amount of population we have now compared to the thousands and millions, hundreds of thousands of years we've been on this planet. Like I don't know. I do think it
But
probably is sustainable up to a point, because I mean, I don't think it's gonna ever become like, oh god, um, like, oh, birth rates are like 0.1. Then people are gonna get incentives to breed, and I mean,
yeah, I also think that it balances out, right?
yeah,
Eventually.
I think
Uh,
it's more along the lines of we live in a period of time where, I mean, there is no shortage of people, and
or
let's,
food, really.
uh,
Well, at least not where we live. There's no shortage of food for sure.
yeah, and if the world population goes down to 5 billion, like, okay, it's
It's
still
kind of
way
it's kind of
more
sad.
than it's been
It,
in the
yeah,
previous,
it's
and the productivity per worker
uh
has gone up so much because of automation and technology. So I don't know, like, I don't think humanity is in like a dire need of like, oh god, like, we need more and more people. Like, no, it's fine. Like, now I don't think people should be like have like this one child policies and stuff like that.
I agree. I agree. Exactly. I agree with you.
But I
And
don't
I
know,
already
like, if
removed
people
it,
have
by the way.
less than 2.2 children, or if women have less than 2.2 children, that's fine. Like, we could probably sustain it for a couple hundreds of years, right? With less than
Yeah.
2.2.
People also need more incentive to, well, at least I have heard this take from a theorist, right? That I watch, Bill Gates. So he says that it will be cool, for the future, right? If people had more incentive to go to rural life, right? Because there are so many people in the cities, and I get it, right? It's more comfortable, blah blah blah. Everything is there, the cinema, the all the fun stuff. Okay, it's better, and it's I don't know, it's more comfy and all those things. So everyone is just doing like what he calls scratching their backs jobs, right? Like the service market is not like really producing anything tangible. Really, it's mostly virtual. They are moving money around. Do you feel me? Okay, so he's saying that it will be very productive for humanity if they went to the country, right, and they made farms and all that. If they produced something tangible for long term sustain, right, and also pulling out minerals, etc., things like that. That he just he's recommending, okay, like humanity to do productive labor, right? Like in the physical, objectively. That's what
Increase
he
the amount
means.
of, like, I guess, quote unquote farmers or peasants or whatever you want to call it, like,
Yeah,
and I don't
but I
mean
see a
peasant
flaw.
as in actual peasant. I
No, yeah,
mean,
like farmer. I know
yeah,
precisely what you mean. But here's the thing. Here's my critique to his theory, and I commented him on this. I hope that he responds to me because he responds to comments often. So I told him that why he wants, if he wants that to happen, we need to have more of a land reform because all the land is freaking monopolized, pretty much.
yeah, and it's
Well,
very
at
expensive.
least in America. In America, it is. So you cannot use it. You cannot use it for production because somebody already owns it, right? And they're not going to let you whatever your family needs, okay, for it. They have it, right? Like Bill Gates was buying a lot of plot of lands was monopolizing lands pretty much in America, and so that plan's pretty much over there. But anyway, I'm really not worried about America in this department, right? Because I believe that they are the biggest producers of food in the world. Okay, besides the EU. Okay, besides all Europe combined, right?
Yeah. I mean,
So
they
so so
produce
America
a
is a
lot of
powerhouse.
fertilizer, which is very important. Like,
No, the fertilizers, the monopoly on fertilizers, they have it in Russia. the monopoly on foodstuffs, on freaking cereals and grain and all those things, wheat. I think the wheat even is in America. That one, like cereals and all that. They have a monopoly on that in America. Hardcore, Kellogg's and all those freaking companies. Even PepsiCo and freaking Coca Cola. Those companies do those things as well. Kraft, you know, and it's weird because like only most of the things that you consume in the West, they are owned by like the same six corporations ultimately. They are like
Yeah.
subsidiaries, right?
Okay, I looked it up, and China is number one when it comes to fertilizer, of course. Then
Ah, really?
India,
Interesting.
United States, and then Russia.
Ah, okay, then there you go. Like I believe it's pesticides when it comes to Russia. I don't know, something like that. It's something against plagues, right? Like bugs and stuff that is used on plants. Doesn't kill the
Yeah.
plants, but it kills the parasites. I don't remember, so it was something like that. So yeah, uh, we're speed running a lot of topics for a podcast here,
Yeah.
which is fine. But I don't mind.
I mean, it was a
Um,
long time since we last did one, so.
yeah, no big. As long as you're doing your hobby there, I don't want to distract you too much. Honestly,
No.
I know that it doesn't bother you, but I want to see the collection finished.
Yeah, that is gonna take probably years, I think. Thank you, Seiji. Thank you. I look very Greek today.
Yeah. Mm.
Is it my Adonis body?
Well, you're like in 95 kilos, right? No,
Yeah,
somewhere
that's my
around.
goal. At the moment, I think I'm 97 something. At least the last time I weighed myself. My goal for this year is 95. So we'll see if I manage it.
Are you probably going to stick to keto like another whole year? I will recommend you to do so, honestly,
Yeah,
because
the
you
keto
you
plan
already
we
lost.
the
You
keto
already
plan we have
yeah. Hmm.
is until March, and then it would have been 6 months of keto. I want to see how I
Hmm.
feel after 6 months. Um, and then after that, I
It's
might
better.
I
Okay.
might do like a low carb something for a little while because I don't know how. Like keto is working, obviously. Yeah, but I do
Mhm.
think about if you do it long term, maybe it is better to do like a switch for a little from time to time. You do 6 months of keto, especially like during the colder months, to simulate maybe how it would have been back in the day. During the colder months,
Uh,
you're in a more of like a different diet from what you are in the summer months, and maybe that is good for the body to be able to have a different diet, because when you're on keto, after a while it becomes very similar, like same stuff. So I think, well, for not only maybe not only for my body but for my mind, I probably would need to mix it up a bit, so that I can continue on, with keto.
what I'm thinking is like bro science, but it's like I was telling you that I probably would recommend you to stay on keto one more year. I'm not a neutralist, but I don't know shit.
Yeah,
but just so you get used to the weight, right, that you have, and you don't have the craves, okay, for fat heavy food, right, later on in life and stuff, because for your lifestyle, it would benefit you a lot to be thinner, definitely. Because, for example, like I can spend a lot of hours in front of the computer because of my skinny build, pretty much. I don't do anything. I just I'm in resting position, sitting down and stuff. So this is something that the actor, right, of Batman, Christian Bale, said as well. Okay, he got really skinny for the movie The Machinist, right? And
Mm.
he said that when he because he was so skinny, his body was very economical, pretty much. So he could be reading like 12 hours straight, and he didn't got tired of doing that for 12 hours, right? So that's what I'm saying. Something like that, something with the same logic, right? And this is your life, your type of life, right? It's you sit down, you read things on your computer mainly, right? Or you watch videos, etc. You produce videos,
Yeah, I mean, I mostly
but
lay
it's
in bed. That is what I mostly do. Um,
Mhm.
I mean, my end goal, like my weight goal, is 80 kilos. That is my like
that's
weight goal.
that's
Um,
really good. Yeah.
yeah, and I have a goal of reaching that weight at like 2024 something. So I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, I feel like should be decently okay, but I mean, when I feel talk about like ending keto in after 6 months of being on it, like I do have plans of maybe like going back to keto then after 6 months of not being a keto, and also the fact that well, the first month or two when you quit keto, I mean, you don't go back to just taking like a fuck ton of carbs, and I will still try and eat healthy outside of it. Um,
Hmm.
um,
By the way, Andres, changing the topic real quick.
yeah.
Have you have you seen the glitches of Pokemon Violet and Scarlet?
I've seen the ones that you have sent me, but I haven't really seen
Yeah,
it.
the eyes popping out and floating, like
Yeah.
it's instead of having the bike, right? She is just riding, the air. Um, what else I was gonna tell you? There's one character that I like from that Pokemon, and that is Nemona. I think it's her name.
Yeah, like the main
The
rival.
Yandere. I think the main rival. Yeah, she's like a Yandere, and I like that archetype kind of.
Yeah. So
That
far, I haven't seen the Yandere in her. So
uh,
far, she's more like very pushy. She's more like of a
you will say.
groomer, I would say, so far. Um, in the
No,
game.
no, she's like a Yandere, and at the very end, when you finish the league, right, or whatever the hell is the equivalent of the league in that game,
Yeah.
um, uh, she will ask you some questions and tell her no, 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 spam her no, and she will get angry at you. She will force you to have your destiny tied with her, and I like that a lot. Record it if you want, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, that game at least had one good character. Well, I don't know the other ones honestly, but they're probably underwhelming, and that one gets more the center of the show.
Yeah, I mean, I think Arven is the other one, the guy who you do like the Titan things with. I've only done two Titan stuff now with him. And I mean, I will say I think it's very boring, the Titan battles, but I mean, I guess he has some type of character in the fact that he really wants to save
Well,
his dog Pokemon, but
uh
at the end, it's kind of like I don't care about any of these characters. Like, I mean, I don't tend to care that much about the characters in Pokemon games. To me, Pokemon games are a lot of just I pretty much only care about like the main character, and even then, it's kind of like doesn't really matter that much. It's more along the lines of like the kind of like the gameplay for me and the battles themselves. Uh, that's kind of like where I. That's what I like about Pokemon. Um, so I skip like oh god, I think in these games like I tend to when the first time I play a Pokemon game I like follow the story and all that like But in these games, the newer ones, I haven't been able to do so. It's like my brain's like, oh god, let's fuck off. And I think it also has to do with the fact that the tutorial, like the start of the game, is so long since Sun and Moon.
Really
Yeah, it's like
interesting.
hours and hours to the point where it's like I don't care anymore. While in the older games, it's kind of like okay, 15 minutes maybe. You know, you can,
That game that takes place in the past, right? Like and in the how do you call it, in the Sino region, right? That
yeah.
it's very Japanese looking, all that. That game had a lot of story, and it even had voices, I believe. It even had voice actors, but it was so stupid, dude. Like the story was so boring, man. Like nobody cares, dude. You know?
Oh, Legend Arceus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
like
yes, yeah.
I haven't seen pretty much anything. I tried watching a live stream by Himemori Luna, but like, God, not even she could like make me want to watch this because fuck me, it was boring. Um,
Like I'm like in the mindset like maybe open world is like not the move for Pokemon. You know what I mean? Like it's better to
I
have it like
agree
structure like an RPG,
completely.
like it was before. You know, that's why Pokemon Coliseum and this other one, the XD, was just it was better. It was a good game actually. You know,
Yeah,
both of them are good games. You know, if you don't do the post game stuff, obviously, right? But yeah, that's
yeah.
that's the
Pokemon
approach.
works better as a linear story, like a linear game.
Not a, it can have freedom here and there. Okay, I don't mind it, but like I mean that is structured like you're inside a base, right? And you're moving around like in tunnels, like in a dungeon, right? Exactly like that. And the overworld of Pokemon is pretty much like a dungeon as well. It's structured like with determined linear endings, I guess, you know, linear
Yeah,
paths that end at some place and all that. And yeah, I prefer that. Okay, much more. It's just better. But I don't know, like I guess that the it's like a fad, this thing of the open world. And I think that Nintendo, you know, is licking the ass, okay, pretty much. It's rim jobbing freaking Zelda Breath of the Wild all the freaking way, you know. And it's kind of annoying because actually, to me, Breath of the Wild is not a bad game, but it's one of the worst Zeldas that there is. It's very boring, very underwhelming. The music is extremely boring, and for a Zelda game, that's super hard.
I think wasn't it very successful for them though, so that's probably why like the
Precisely.
terrors
That
of
that
a successful game is the fact that it was successful,
yeah,
so
yeah.
now let's make all our games like this.
That's one thing that I don't like from game development. They see something that, you know, made a hit, and very recently, by the way, they don't even see it like way in the past. That will be much better if they actually took lessons from games that are like 50 years in the past. That will be brilliant. Okay, they will actually make them kind of original. Okay, nobody will notice. They will make it them pretty original, but because they are taking lessons from a game that is like 1 year old, it's so stupid because they are just reinventing the same wheel. Okay, that we already seen, we already had that taste, that experience. They are not adding anything up, you know, to the mix really. No originality or anything. It's also the aspect that I didn't like about Elden Ring. Actually, the open world was the bad part, unironically. Even though you can get like really powerful gear super early, and I guess that's fun. Well, I don't know. But yeah, I prefer the Metroidvania for Dark Souls as well.
Was that what the older ones were like?
Yeah, like I prefer more linearity. It's actually more original, and it leaves it's open to imagination. Okay, what is out there?
Yeah, and it also allows the game developers to actually structure a game because when you do it open world, you have to think about okay, they can go here at this level, they can go here at this level. Oh god, how are we gonna do the enemies? If we make the enemies like this, then it's gonna be too hard for these people. But it's gonna be too easy for this. So we have to make it somewhere in the middle, and it all just
Because
becomes bland.
you're not streaming that, but how it is structured in Pokemon Violet?
Terrible.
No,
Terrible.
no. What I mean is like, do you get to see the level of the gym trainer that you are going to go against, or
Nope, you don't.
they level up 10 levels every time that you defeat a previous gym leader? How is
No,
it?
they don't. They have a set level that they are, and then
Okay,
it can be like, I go this way, and
I see.
these trainers' levels are like level 7, and
Oh,
wait, I'm level 40. Okay, so I'll go over here and like, these people's Pokemon are now level 80. So it's
yeah,
kind of like how they made the trainers are exactly the same as it's been in all Pokemon games, but now it's open world, so you could just become. It's so easy to overlevel in this game. So
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just skipping. I like,
Especially if you're a good player that can fight trainers like 20 levels above, right? Like with the toxic strategy, like Umbreon, right?
yeah,
In the Coliseum Let's Play that you did that thing, right?
yeah,
But here you're over leveling. This one, the challenge of going against 20 levels above was optional for you in Coliseum. Actually, you got defeated, I believe, right, the first time, and then you did it because you wanted to.
yeah,
But here's just like happening with the random trainers, and they're giving you all the freaking exp, right? The XP and all that.
yeah. And also a problem with this game is that I think 90, maybe even more than 90% of the trainers I've ran into, in the open world, only have one Pokemon. It seems to be like
Jesus.
1 in 10 trainers have more than one Pokemon. And I think the reason why they did that is because of the open world aspect. Like, you might run into someone who has like 15 levels above you. So if they have more than one Pokemon, it would be impossible to win. So they only give them one Pokemon, so that even if you run into someone who's way above your level, you still have a chance to win. But that makes it so boring. It's like, oh god, every turn only one Pokemon.
And it's going to overlevel one of your Pokemons as well, doing that, or actually all of them because there's XP share, right?
Yeah.
I believe. And anyway, that's besides the point. I was going to tell you something, but I forgot. That there was a really good question, but Jesus Christ. Keep painting, let me remember.
Eating a muffin at the moment.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Don't you hate the travel time as well, like in the open world? Because for example, you go all the way to a region, right? To a region that interests you. Okay. Oh, the ice gym or whatever the hell, and you go there in the motorcycle thingy, right?
Yeah.
You get there, and it turns out that they are like level 50, all of them, and it's a disappointment, right? Because you don't want to do that crap. So you have to freaking fly out of that region, so your immersion and your fun with the game doesn't get ruined, right? And that is a
Yeah.
problem because at least in Pokemon Coliseum, there is no fucking travel time. You can just you have a world map and you get to choose where to go, and those areas are made like a town in Pokemon, and it saves you a lot of time, right? You get to see the main character of Coliseum, Wes, riding in a motorcycle and all that, which is the same thing as fly, really, but it saves you a lot of time in the field.
Yeah.
And the other
No,
thing is,
I
I
haven't really
just
noticed a problem
yeah.
like that because when I noticed that, wait a minute, what's going on with these levels? I looked up and I think Polygon had a really good article that showed like all the gym leaders' levels without showing, what Pokemon they have or whatever. So I now know, like, and the game actually tells you where all the gyms are on the map. So it's very easy to me. And even though the map is, I guess, technically very big, it feels smaller than older Pokemon games. Um,
Hmm.
and I think it's because, just how fast you can travel and all that, and the fact that you don't have to risk running into wild Pokemon. You know,
Right.
because of the fact that you can see the Pokemons. I think that is one of the best parts of this game. Like, you can tell, like all these wild Pokemon are running around in the overworld. And if you want to battle this wild Pokemon, then you can just go up to it, throw a Pokeball at it, or tell your Pokemon
Yeah.
to go kill it. Um, so I think Violet has some cool ideas. Like, I really like the auto battle feature, and I
Yeah.
love the fact that there are no like random battles.
Yeah.
Um, like you can choose which wild Pokemon you want to fight. Um, so yeah, that is really cool. And oh, Seiji just smoking weed. I wish it was legal here in Sweden to do so. Actually,
He's from California, so it is legal for him.
yeah, I wish it was
Uh,
legal here in Sweden. Sadly, here in
the
Sweden, um,
criminalized.
murdering someone and raping them is less of a crime than smoking weed.
So I was going to ask you. Yeah, I already remember the question that I had. Uh, have there been any double battles in that game?
Um, no,
Jesus Christ, that sucks.
not
That
so
is so
far.
cheaty. That is so freaking cheaty. Like, it's pretty cool that Pokemon Colosseum and XD made a whole game about double battles, right?
Yeah, and
And the,
double battles are so much better
yeah, they're
because
so much
they're
fun. Yeah.
harder because now you're up against two people. And I think Pokemon themselves know this because the official Pokemon League, that the competitive scene that Pokemon does, is just double battles. So I
Uh-huh.
think them themselves knows that double battle is a bit more competitive in a sense than
Yeah.
single battles. But it seems that after Generation 3, they have lowered the amount of double battles that they do, which is sad. Because, man, it is my favorite battle style.
System, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want a normal game to just be double battles. I think it works really well in like Colosseum and XD. That is what's called a side game. But I do
No,
think that
I disagree with you because they are not side games. Those are not side games actually. They were intended as main games. I don't know what you're talking about. Because yeah, they came out for console. They have a story and all that, very easily. A game like Coliseum and XD could have happened for the Switch. It's just that they didn't want to do it. They didn't want to pick up good ideas from 15 years ago and
yeah,
all
yeah,
those
but
things
I
that I
mean,
told
I
you, right?
put those
It's the same
games
thing.
on the same as what's it called, like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, which is also like on the same
I see.
consoles.
Yeah,
I mean
yeah, I
more
see
of
what you
like
mean. I
a
see what you mean.
Game Freak, like the mainline games. There are
Uh-huh.
differences. Mainline games, I do think that the majority of battles should probably be single, but I do think maybe make like 15% of the battles like something special, like a double battle or a triple battle or like rotation, something like that, to change it up, make people like think. Um, Maybe even 20%, who knows? But I think
Or like
two,
you say, optional. At the start, you get to pick single or doubles, and
yeah, that could
that is
also
your
be
game
good.
game experience.
Or they could make it like, I think what Pokemon needs is like difficulty sliders, like
Yeah,
casual, which
definitely.
is like what it is at the moment, or you can pick like hard mode or whatever you want to call it,
I
like
think that Nintendo are
champion
making those
mode.
games. Yeah, those Nintendo's making those games for children. You pretty much can tell. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
funny because most of the fans of Pokemon nowadays are adults. Actually, I'm pretty sure that probably there's a lot of extremely substantial amount of children that play those games now as well.
I
But
also think
there
that,
there is also a substantial amount of adults that play those games
yeah.
competitively and all that. So
And I think online, the
this
adult fans are going to be overrepresented, I think.
yes, especially because they are the ones producing content for Pokemon. Actually, they are the ones educating the youth about Pokemon pretty much. Uh, there is this super big streamer, Ludwig. He's called. He also plays Smash. Okay, him and Jigglypuff in Melee. So that's why I know him. And he likes Pokemon a lot. He always plays all the Pokemons. He always challenges himself. So that would be perfect. Okay, if Pokemon actually catered to the adult fans as well, they could make a really good content creator and developer relationship there that will make their game more popular among their target audience, which is the kids ultimately. So there it is. That is a winning strategy. But usually Nintendo hates the adult fans of any freaking game that are like this. They don't want to make tournaments for Smash. They don't want to make they don't want to sponsor the tournaments themselves, like Capcom does with Street Fighter, for example. They want to sponsor any tournaments, not Melee or freaking Smash Bros Ultimate, right? So that's a problem. And there's money in that they are missing out on, but it's not my problem yet. They got themselves into that. So yeah, I don't have any more topics anymore.
Yeah, no, and I feel like I've actually done the painting for today. Um, because I did the skin. I feel like the skin is actually done now on all these guys.
How many
Um,
hours did the conversations last?
oh, I don't know when we started, but the live stream has gone on for 90 minutes.
Oh my god, it's a lot, dude.
But I don't
Yeah,
know when we started talking.
we started like at 4. Remember, so 1 hour.
Yeah,
It's a lot. Yeah, I'm going to log off because I'm losing sleep here.
yeah. And, I mean, it's very late for you.
Yeah, it's like 5 a.m. right now. Yeah. Good night, man. Take care.
You too.
Thank you, man.
Goodbye. Alright, how do I disconnect from Discord? Let's see. There we go. Alright. That was a good little thing. Um, some good talking right there. And man, I did not notice that it's been 90 minutes. Like, holy shit, this has gone on a long, long time. But I'm actually really happy with the results. So what I probably am going to do is that I'm gonna take a picture of how things are looking at the moment. And then I'm gonna upload it on, well, both the Discord and on the community page. Let's see. Oh man, I can't get a good. Alright. Oh, thank you, Seiji. Thank you for actually being here. Even though it is so late for you. Actually, nice seeing people here. There we go. Then I'm gonna just put those two into a collage and then upload them. I don't know if I'm gonna do a painting stream tomorrow. I think 2 days in a row, painting stream is probably good. I might We'll see what I'll do tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow might not be a stream. Maybe it will be like me and my mom just playing something. Because I've been like thinking of playing. I think the game is called like Brothers. I've heard that it's a good, easy two-player game. I think you use one controller for two people, I think. I guess that could be like a good first look. So that's something I might do tomorrow. Or I will see. Like maybe a painting stream will happen. Due to the fact that I'm in like a painting mood. But I would like to, change up the days from time to time. I mean, I do have 24 days. So using some of those for painting is, completely fine. And also the fact that, it does make it so that I do a lot of progress. Like, the amount of progress I've done on these guys, I normally don't do that much. Yeah. In such a short amount of time. So I am really, happy with myself. And I do think that the black skin actually turned out really, really good. Well, what I did was I used Rhinox hide as a base coat, boom, on it. And then I used just a brown paint. Like I have this huge, just brown by Citadel, and this one is probably it's probably a decade old actually. I use that as highlights. And it looks nice. Man, there's 4 viewers at the moment. Jesus. Maybe in the future, I really would want to find a way to be able to get a good, I don't know, recording off when I paint. Instead of just like this, and then what I have to do is then okay, gonna have to upload the pictures and that people can see. Oh god, I'm getting hiccups. Of course. And my pulse just skyrocketed for some reason. Okay. So I'm gonna end this. Thank you for watching.